Hey guys, today we're playing A Place Forbidden, and actually already recorded a whole playthrough of this that took about an hour and a half, and my mic wasn't on, so that was a pleasant surprise. So while I'm going through this, if you see that I'm not entirely shocked, or I kind of know what I'm already doing, it's because I do, okay? But I'll try to pretend I don't. Alright, let's go. Luckily, this is a pretty good game, so I'm not mad that I have to replay it. The hell? Where am I? Let's go. Wow, we are in a library. Visitors, apparently. The first one is back in 1830, and it goes all the way up to 1956. And probably present, so, because there's computers here, so. Greetings, visitor. You're more than welcome to sign your name and the date of your visit in this guest book. Once you've done that, we welcome you to explore the library to your heart's content, so long as it isn't after closing. Once you've had your fill, please let yourself out. You'll find a key to the door on one of the desks in the study. Okay. For one, that's weird. Like, what library just closes up and leaves you in there and is like, okay, lock the door on your way out? That's weird. Pretty depressing, a dead plant. And there's the snake eating its own tail. OUROBOROS. The handle turns, but it won't open. Okay. Let's go. Let's do this. Doesn't look like it's plugged in. Unresponsive. Welcome message. Greetings, visitor. We'd like to take a moment to tell you about our wonderful library. The Library of OUROBOROS is a state-of-the-art facility designed to replicate the rural charm found in many older buildings without the associated risks such buildings are known to accumulate. The building might seem like a strange sight amongst Wall Street's many towering skyscrapers, but we believe this dichotomy will be what sets us apart. We're glad that you've decided to give us a chance and hope that our stock of books will appeal to you. Obviously, our collection of information isn't so vast as to encapsulate the whole of the internet, but we hope that the charming aesthetic design of our library will help you escape the hustle and bustle of New York life. If you hear any strange footsteps, don't worry. There may still be construction going on above or below you. From us all, thanks. Well, thank you. Thank you. Another welcome message from all our staff. Welcome. We're glad you're here. The library is located in a picturesque part of Britain atop a grassy knoll east of Sussex. It's got to be on a grassy knoll. Many rural townships, obviously bereft of their own libraries, refer their villagers to the library. It is beloved by all. Peruse our vast stock of fiction, non-fiction, poetry, and everything in between. Chat with friendly librarians and employees, and feel free to spend as much time as you'd like reading, using computers, or just spend time here. We always love new visitors. Should you hear any odd knocking in the corners of the building, pay it no mind. The library is on the older side, and the Foundation plays tricks on some visitors' minds. Don't worry. You're perfectly safe. The staff. I don't believe you when you say we're perfectly safe. It's probably a lie. Last I remember, I was sitting home reading a letter from an old friend. But it's the strangest thing. Now I can't remember what it was about or who it was that sent it. Okay. It doesn't look much better than I feel. Okay, we must feel like shit. Can I say that? Can I say that, YouTube? I don't have enough viewers. It don't matter. I'm working on it. Gold to the touch. Okay, so is this the study? I think so. Let's go behind the counter. Oh, a ringing phone. The screen looks burnt out. Nothing happens when I press the buttons. Talk about a blast from the past. All the phone numbers are 3 digits too short. Okay. Hey, what? Some static. Long list of books and dates they were checked out. Funny, none of them have the year listed, only months and days. That door's locked. Okay, let's continue our way. I'll get the phone in a second. Peace to you, friend. We're glad you decided to join us. Despite its name, the library is open to people of all sorts of faiths, with our vast tracts of religious knowledge, modern, old, and otherwise. We're certain you'll find the peace you seek. We know you've traveled far to arrive here, so please do rest. Keep an open mind, read your heart's content, and we'll be sure you are provided for. One matter to note, we ask that you do not linger after closing time, or to descend too far into the library's bowels. Why would we do that? Some of our books are quite old and very sensitive to the ingress of foreign temperatures and moistures. Thank you for understanding. Okay, yeah, we understand. Weird, almost all of the words are crossed out and the pages are stuck together. I can't open it any further. It's kind of gross, like a sticky book. Yuck. Ouroboros. A circular symbol of a snake swallowing its tail, a representation of the endless cycle of death and rebirth, of wholeness, the infinite, and a certain kind of cloying meaninglessness. Never put much stock into mysticism, but in this place it's pasted all over the goddamn walls. Tough to avoid that. Last I remember, I was on some occult website, sitting on the farthest end of the internet, past the places that normally dissuade the less curious. It's just a little too much time on my hands. I remember falling asleep. Now I'm here. The recording said that this place is the Library of Ouroboros. Remember reading something about that, but not what or where. If you're reading this, keep an eye out. Something isn't right. V. Okay, V, thank you for the warning. Well, there's the cell phone. We'll get it. Hold on. Welcome message. Thanks for visiting the Library of Ouroboros. And it's said twice, so let's go ahead and get the phone.
Hello. Welcome to the Library of OUROBOROS. We're glad that you've decided to visit our humble institution. Hopefully, you will find what it is you're looking for. Please be informed that the library is closing. Since most of our staff are currently away, please lock the door on the way out. We hope you've enjoyed your visit.
We have. It was so great. Thank you. The handle turns, but it can't open it. Okay. So, the key. Where's the key? I don't remember where the key... Oh, the key is right here. Okay, then. Let's go to the front door. And as it says, once it closes, you have to leave. So, let's leave. I'm sure the game will just end, right? Like, we'll just leave and go home and have a sandwich. Totally. Or not. This can't be right.
Hello. We'd like to inform you that the library is now closed. Note that it is unlawful to remain on the premises after closing. This is your one and only warning.
Oh, well, thanks for giving us a warning. Papers equal parts smudged and illegible. I can't read them. The computer's unplugged. Okay. Alright, and here is a lockbox, which requires a code, so we must go code hunting now. Don't worry, I remember where it is. You'll see. The Minister's Doom, Act 3, Scene 2. Bernice enters, followed closely by the librarian. Bernice is breathless, looking both exasperated and slightly excited. Ooh. The librarian's expression is unreadable, as usual. Bernice. But my husband will find out about us. He won't stay out forever. Librarian. I wouldn't be so sure, my dear. But shall we retire to the living room if we're to speak of such unpleasantness as your husband? Bernice's face breaks suddenly into a grin. She grabs the librarian's hand, taking him onto the couch beside her. Bernice. Fine. Then if you're to stay, I want to hear some of those secrets you keep talking about. You can't play me a fool forever. Librarian. I never claimed to do such a thing, my dear. Would you care to hear how I can stop a human heart with but a word? Oh, goodness, that sounds dangerous. It most certainly is. I wish to hear it. Then, of course, you shall. He leans close to Bernice, who closes her eyes as if expecting a kiss, but the librarian leans past her, whispering something in her ear. Potato. He didn't really say that. Bernice's eyes open wide. She gives a single jerk, a strangled groan, and goes limp, sliding off the couch. Librarian. Too curious for her own good. He stands, reaching in one of the pockets to withdraw a single black case containing Bernice's wedding ring. Taking a cursory look around the living room, the librarian eventually focuses on a single point on the opposite side. The librarian crosses the floor, leaves his item, and turns to leave. As he does so, the scene darkens, leaving only a single spotlight to illuminate the stage. It is fixed on the small black case, which the librarian has decided to leave sitting atop the minister's writing desk. Oh boy. She dead. She is dead. Rest in peace. The library. Very early into my professorship, a student came to my office one spring afternoon with a stack of papers in her arms. She said she'd been having strange dreams of a place stretching forward and backward into infinity, dreams of hallways splitting into hallways, dreams of being lost in the intricate guts of some gigantic place that could not possibly exist. On the papers were crude sketches. She was no artist, she said, but something about the dreams had left such a vivid impression on her that putting what was in her brain to the page seemed her only option. She was clearly distressed. When I gently suggested that she visit the university psychologist rather than the resident ancient history professor, she violently shook her head, asking if I knew anything about something called an Ouroboros library, or perhaps a library of Ouroboros. It wasn't entirely clear. I told her the common knowledge about the symbol taken from the Egyptians by the Greeks and from the Greeks by the medieval Europeans, a sign in alchemy of death and rebirth, and so forth. The student continued shaking her head, all through my explanation, until she suddenly cut me off. Those were too old, she said. The place where my dreams was modern. There was electricity, computers, but everything seemed ancient and stank of old dust and damp wood and something else. Please, don't you know anything in recent times that might have stemmed from this idea? I confessed that I hadn't, especially considering the size of the many niches of the modern world. She left without another word, leaving behind her drawings. Something about the conversation shook me, though. I looked through the crude drawings made in a shaky hand and saw the familiar shapes and designs in an odd air of ominousness. Like looking at a facade of a dark building and hearing the slightest scratching of things that shouldn't be just behind the stones. All very juvenile thoughts, and yet, when I went home that evening, I thought about the drawings. I couldn't help want to look more into what we discussed, into that library of Ouroboros. It was largely fruitless. I found many sites and articles on alchemy, the symbol itself, or the public library of Ouroboros County, which was located somewhere in rural Wisconsin. But just as the hour crept past midnight, I found something. The slightest snatch of information at the bottom of a rabbit hole series of links. I will not repeat the website's domain, or my steps to arrive there, for fear that someone might try to replicate what I did, but I will repeat what I found, because just as the student couldn't get the ideas out of her head without drawing, I find I can't think of anything else. Waking or sleeping, I hope this will help. The Library of Ouroboros, a kind of waking nightmare, arrived upon those too curious for their own good. Rich in black secrets, rich in dark ideas lost to time, rich in languages from dead races on other planets. The fortunate die, the truly lucky, or perhaps the most unfortunate of all, become tenders for all time, knowing far more than any living being could ever hope to learn, without becoming a permanent, perpetually screaming stain on the face of space-time forever. None have left it unscathed. There are forbidden tomes that would prevent you from breathing should you merely touch them, and the tenders are beyond sanity. Jealousy keep their terrible secrets. You've searched enough, this is your final warning. That night I slept fitfully, and my dreams beset of images of dark, dusty places, eerie for its supposed normalcy. I could almost feel things passing by just beneath the floorboards, within the walls, watching me. Every exit led to another room, nearly the same as the one before it, and out the windows I saw only black. My dreams have been consistently disturbed since that night, so much that it's hard for me to teach, so heavily preoccupied in my waking mind. I hope writing this will be enough to put my mind at ease. One last thing. I tried to find the student who first contacted me to tell her what I learned. My hope was that I might be able to put her mind at ease, or at least commiserate with her. But I haven't been able to find her. In fact, since that day, she visited my office. Her roommates haven't seen her, nor has anyone else. And I fear that I might be next. Okay. There's a lot of reading in this game, which is fine. I think I'm getting better at it. Not getting better at reading. I know how to read. But I think when you're playing a game and you're reading out loud to like a camera, you get kind of nervous for some weird reason, and it's easy to start stuttering. Too smudged to be legible. When I first started these videos, I actually would edit out like all the stuttering, and I found that it made it more awkward than if I just played the game through with minimal editing. So at this point, I mean, I barely edit. I do just a little tiny bit of editing, but not much, because it just seems more natural. Scribbles. There's not a real word on this page. Okay. There's a barricade. Pretty shoddy barricade. Somebody must have been desperate. Okay. Alright, well, I think we've seen everything here. On this side. Let's go to the other side. And I think this door's still locked, right? Yep. And if we click this, the paper will shoot out. That we cannot read. But I'll do it anyway. See? There you go. Okay. Oh, we got a screwdriver. Not plugged in, still sparking. Strange. Okay. Did I read that paper on the... Oh, that's the... that's the paper we just threw out. Not working. Not working, I assume. Not looking any better. The plant just keeps getting worse. Okay, we can't read that. Can't read that either. There are little pieces of trash we can pick up. I'm not really sure why that is. A kind slumber. I've been driving for miles and miles. It's night. I'm tired. So tired. Been on the road for what feels like days. Don't like this constant moving. Never have. But it wasn't this bad when I was younger. Couldn't sleep in the car while my parents drove. Now, I don't have anybody to drive for me. Two of them got too caught up in some of the darker parts of our world. A black library by our house. They went in and never came out. That's why I can't sleep. Their book, what I learned without trying as I opened the dusty thing, sitting disused as I cleaned out what remained of the attic, didn't even mean to, and yet here we are. There's been no other cars for hours. The dark stretch of road, my truck, all I've known. As I drive along, a halo of red and blue neon forms in my windshield. A bastion in the dark, a tiny diner. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty, just tired. But all the same, I take the exit as it comes up, pulling into the parking lot between a beat-up jalopy and a truck that looks a lot like mine. I hardly feel the cold outside. I hardly feel anything. It's like being trapped in somebody else's body, and things don't feel like they fit right on my muscles anymore. The diner is just as cold as the outdoors and hardly more inviting. The distressed red pleather of a bunch of booths that should have been trashed years ago. Dirty tables, floors buffed into a mockery of cleanliness. Empty, but for a man in a heavy coat in one corner and a waitress in the other. The man is standing. The waitress is also standing. They look like prized figures about to square off, or they would if they were looking at each other. Instead, I can't see the man's face for his collar or hat, and the woman is looking at me. Seat, sir? I nod. Rough weather out, she says, trying to smile as I take my seat. I can tell I look terrible. Do you know a place where I can get some shut-eye? I ask, almost without realizing it. I can't sleep, but maybe I can still try. Not for miles. Not a motel for miles. You can sleep at your table if you want, though. You don't even have to order anything. Thank you. I set my head down on the table and my eyes don't shut. The black knowledge slithers its way through the stained pages and into my brain, and now it grips my eyelids, forcing them wide. The diner is sideways. I'm like this for a few minutes, then there's someone else standing sideways in front of me. That man in the coat. His face is dark red. No, it's a dark red mess. Sleep deprivation. Tired, buddy? I nod. The table is cold against my numb face. I think we can help each other. He reaches towards my face, laying a hand upon my cheek. There's a flicker of feeling, of warmth, that cuts through the fog that's swallowed up my head for days. As he withdraws his hand, I see a strip of ragged flesh in it, which he brings to his face. When he lifts his hand again, the flesh is gone. Thanks, buddy. May I take the rest? I nod. The table is cold against my face, and I finish nodding. He turns my head roughly and grabs at it, pulling away another strip of red. There's feeling. The tiredness becomes more pronounced. It doesn't take anymore. He doesn't ask anymore, it just takes. Each time his hand comes down, a little part of me leaves. But at that point, I don't much care. Take it all. I'd like to rest. The table has turned red, like the seats around us. Time passes. Feeling's gone. Sleep. The man in the coat takes down his collar, and I see my face looking down at me. Tired, he reaches down into my pocket, fishes out my keys. Rest easy, buddy, he says. And something else that I don't hear. He's gone. It all is. Okay, that's super creepy. That was either a metaphor for, like, sleep, gradually taking us over, or someone was really eating our face. Either way, not good. Oh, and that's what we just read. Okay. Moving on. I will say that even though you have to read a lot in this game, it's interesting. So what you're reading is not boring. And that's the problem I have with a lot of those note-based games. It's like, I just don't care. But this game, I do care. Okay, so this is where the code comes in for the safe. If you say, I can't help but feel as if I stand before the number 4, the precipice of some terrible reality. Left 1, the number 1, room only to come right back to it. Shame there's no place to go straight ahead. I've hidden a few tools in the room in case the path ahead isn't what I hope it is. If they're not here anymore, then good news. The path ahead, at least immediately, is probably safe. 0 chance of any hostile entities. If they're still here, though, well, I hope they're useful to you. You're going to need all the help you can get. Okay, so it is 4102. Let's go. See if I can remember that. It's pretty easy to remember. 4102. The first time that actually didn't take me that long to figure out. I was actually surprised. 4102. Okay, we got a lockpick.
We've given you chances. Ample warning. You proceed, we free. Continue on your current path, and they will find nothing left of your head. We swear it. For the last and final time, go back from whence you came.
Okay. For one, the guy sounds like he's about to cry. And for two, like, we've tried to leave, so... What is going on? Like, we've tried to be... this whole time we've tried leaving. Okay, so we got a lockpick. And we're gonna pick this lock and get out. Time to put my amateur lockpicking skills to the test. And then we'll just go home. Game over. Got it. Never mind. I guess we're back. What again? I thought I just went outside. It's not wrong, buddy. Press F to activate flashlight. Okay. So, the last time I played, like, the whole game without the flashlight, like, I did not realize we picked up a flashlight. And finally, it got to a point right up to the end where I had to have the flashlight, and I was, like, stuck, and then I just randomly hit F, and I'm like, oh my god, we have a flashlight. So, true story, bro. Something about this room is even worse than the last ones. Before, there might have been an odd feeling in the air, a certain untraceable scent, but it at least felt like somewhere people had been. Here, something's definitely wrong. I can hear something deeper in the room, barely perceptible, crying out in pain. Here goes nothing. V. V. Your notes don't really seem to be helping us much. I mean, they help. Like the lockpick and stuff, and the note giving us a clue on how to open it. I don't know if that was from him. But I mean, for the most part, not a big help. There's no way I'm in the same library I was in earlier, right? This room is massive. It is massive. That's what she said. Worst joke ever. I actually went to high school, and I'm not going to say who it was with, but he would say that to everything. Like, someone would be like, oh, this popsicle's big, and he'd be like, that's what she said. And we'd all just stare like, okay, buddy. Man, story time just keeps getting better, doesn't it? Okay, nothing to read here. Okay. The Minister's Doom, Act 4, Scene 3. Open atop the roof of the minister's estate, the minister lies against a statue of a lion spattered with his blood. A saber hilt protrudes from his gaping wound in his chest. The librarian stands over him, triumphant. Librarian, and so you finally cease your pathetic writhing. The minister spits up blood. Minister, are you here to taunt me, or to end this charade? Go on. Go on! You've ruined my life. Destroyed all I loved? Sever what remains, damn you. Librarian. Come now, Minister. Is there any need for this melodrama? Minister. Kill me now, damn you. Kill me! Librarian. Are you pleading for mercy, I wonder? Or trying to salvage the last of your pride? Doesn't matter. Your reasoning is flawed. What are you? He doubles over, his words lost in a bloody coughing fit. Consider it. Your ties to this world are severed. Ties to this world. All earthly connections are gone. Had I wanted to kill you, I would simply have stepped into your estate and placed that saber between your shoulder blades. Yet even now you still breathe. Your wound's non-lethal, or should I say, non-lethal enough for our sake. Our? What the devil are you talking about? Librarian. Forgive me, Minister, but I'm afraid I've misled you. You see, this was never about vengeance. When I met you on your return from the city hall those 3 weeks ago, it was only a few hours after my first visit to the city. What? Then the tale about the library that I put out of business? Very flimsy lie, I'm afraid. Really, I'm quite amazed you didn't see through it. Oh, and since the truth is coming out in the open, it should be said that the odds were insurmountable from the start. You were never just fighting an individual. I knew it. That maid will hang. Librarian. The maid is already dead. A half-hearted turncoat is of no use to me. Actually, that's exactly what the truth that should come out. Minister, for you see, there's no such thing as me. Never was. There's only us. The minister is silent, his mouth hanging open in shocked awe. A madman. Wrong, my friend. Neither mad nor a man. Nor are we here, as you so delightfully put it, to sever you. Quite the contrary. In fact, we want you to join us. The librarian steps closer. Librarian, we are always in need of fresh, strong minds. Your impeccable business sense and your knack for keeping it from ever sullying your spotless, smiling public face, it's proven that you have exactly what we need. Minister, my God, get back. Librarian, your God is dead, or asleep, or else he is somewhere out of hearing, or else he does not listen at all. No, no, Minister, my friend, you cannot choose between him and us. The only choice is to come to us willingly, or for us to take you. The minister's hand darts into his coat, past the saber. In a flash, he withdraws a flintlock pistol. I make my own options. The minister fires straight at the librarian's heart. A perfect shot at zero range. But when the smoke finally clears, the librarian still stands. Casually, he reaches up to brush the pistol shot from his overcoat. Librarian. Regrettably, it seems you forfeited your right to choose. The scene darkens as the minister gives a strangled, agonized scream. When the light returns, the minister stands alone. It is only him, the saber, and the blood-stained lion. Librarian. Get comfortable, Minister. We'll be spending a lot of time together. The end. Okay. Wow, that librarian seems like a dick. I thought librarians were all, like, calm and nice, bitchy when you get loud. There's something in the darkness. Yeah, you can say that again. Okay. So, we went that way, I believe. Let's go this way. I really hope... I swear to God, the last time, I kept going backwards. Maybe I've learned the error of my ways. We can hope. I think so. I think I'm going the right way. I am. Holy hell. Literally. We're in hell. Okay. So, looks like a lot of cameras. On the failures. Word has it that those that passed the librarian's bleak test are granted knowledge beyond the ken of any other, but you want to know about those who failed. Each fate is as miserable as the next, but very well. Some few are allowed to retain their sentience but lose all mobility. Their spirits are torn from their bodies with the latter being cast away. The librarian takes these spirits and compresses them. That's right. Those tomes you've seen lining this place, those books you've ignored, many of them were once like you, poor fools lost in a foreign place. So the books are souls. Then there are the husks, shambling bodies that move without direction through the library's infinite halls, searching for heads that have long been since taken from them. Are their souls still here, locked away in some dark, forgotten keep? Potentially, but they will keep searching, fruitlessly and forever. These fates are equally terrible, forever trapped in place, forever cursed to wander, but there is one worse than both. Especially poignant failures, those that attract the librarian's knowledge, but fail in the end, are given especially poignant punishments. Some say that the library's deepest depths, the walls shudder and shake and pulsate with life that should have died long ago. And some say that those walls are formed to those promising few who could not prove themselves. Is there any ingress from this place, in death or otherwise? Perhaps. Perhaps not. But I'll certainly never see it. Okay. Okie doke. This way? Uh-oh. Oh, hey, look. It's the portal to hell. What? What is this place? A place that we should be running from. But we won't, because we can't. We're stuck here. Okay, so... Look, a trapdoor. Here we go. We're about halfway done, I think. This game's a little long. Oh, damn it. What the hell is going on? Why am I back here? And the phone rings.
Like a beetle in an antline's trap, you flailed your way deeper. It is gratifying to watch you wriggle your way to your doom. We so rarely have new visitors. Perhaps we won't spatter you across these walls.
Oh, thanks.
Perhaps we'll allow you to stay. Join the others.
Okay.
It is what you want. Is it not?
I don't know what we want. I don't know what this is, but it sure doesn't look safe. Okay. Let's keep progressing forward. Pretty sure this door is locked, like always. Still locked. I wonder if there's even anything behind this door. And this is where the front door was, I think. Yeah, there's a door here. It's not now. Okay, here comes our next puzzle. Something in this room is unnatural. Yeah, just this room. That's right. So we're gonna have to pick up all the tablets. This is the clock tablet. This is the fire tablet. Snake. The bear. Is that all of them? Okay, I think that's all of them. So I'll read the tomes. There's clues in each of them, but basically we're taking this, these tomes We're going to put it in this safe. And we're putting it from birth to death, basically. And we have to do it by the books we read. And I think it starts... Well, actually, I don't think they're in order over here, but we'll start reading. He was old as sin, perhaps older, and lived alone for a long time. Over as many years, he had accumulated much wealth, knowledge, fond memories, but nothing to stop the onset of time. This is the clock. As he walked the dark halls of his mansion, as he paced the dark, as he worried away his time in his study, time continued tearing along, tearing at his flesh, bending his brittle bones. The hands of the clock peeled his organs away from his body, one by one, until his waning strength finally failed him. He was found slumped in his chair, surrounded by books bearing unidentified sigils. In the end, even they had not saved him. So the old man is the clock. Now this is middle age. In her middle age, she had little to do, and so she gained a fascination with the old radio in her attic. It was a relic from her old childhood, and it never worked properly. As she waned into her seclusion of her home, a desire to see it working again overtook her. Her curiosity matching her seclusive nature in equal parts, she plumbed knowledge in the dark recesses of her attic, building capacitors and vacuum tubes, twisting metal and wire. In the ending, the radio sang. It was more than a radio, should have been. Flames spouted from the speakers, from the wires, from the shattered glass tubes. The fire ate up everything it touched. She was reduced to a blackened skeleton. Okay, so that's fire. And that's middle age. So, middle age is fire, apparently. He was only a child, left alone for too long, as children are wont to do. He went off in the high grassy hills above the apartment complex called home. The tall grass came almost up to his chin, tickling his nose when he stepped forward. The freedom normally kept from him was finally his, and it was magical in its way. So deeply enthralled with the hills of the grass, the view of the town was that he did not think to listen for the rustling of grass. When the snake's fangs sank into the young flesh, they met no resistance. His body was found days later, huddled in a ball. So child, snake. Did we read them all? No, adulthood. When adulthood found her, she found herself desiring solitude more and more frequently. Since her youth, her home had sat at the edge of a vast forest, which her family had warned her against exploring. But on the night of her 30th, she went alone to finally explore it. The woods were equal parts dark and foreboding, with thin, sickly adlers creating almost offensive wood. As she weaved between them, she arrived at a derelict cabin abandoned for years. Naturally, she entered, her curiosity driving her. They said that the marks found on what remained of her body afterwards bore wounds as if were made by a bear, though few had seen a corpse so thoroughly savaged by an animal. Okay, so adult is bear, and I think we might have read them all. Is there another one here? No, I don't think so. Okay, and there might... this one? No, okay, we read them all, so let's do it. Let's do the puzzle. Hopefully I can get it right this time. Well, I got it right the last time, but hopefully I can get it right again. So, snake for the boy. Okay. Fire? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 4. I'm missing one. Oh, wait. Do I only have 4? I do. So which one am I missing? There we go. Oh, the car. Okay. So this is teenager. He was 16 when he went driving alone for the first time. His family had kept him from the world. He said that it was more than a high time that he went and learned about what was out there. It was less than an hour before he was lost. He hadn't received his license yet, after all, and there were so many winding streets surrounding the small town he called home. It was on a lightless intersection where he met his fate. The pickup hit the sedan without stopping. As his vehicle spun out and rolled into the ditch, the pickup vanished into the night. His head was pulverized by the steering column, turning it still a little more into paste. Okay, so now we can go back. Okay, so child, snake, teenager, car. Okay, adults. Ooh. No, this is middle-aged, so middle-aged fire, adult bear, old clock. Did I get the last two wrong? Okay. So we'll reverse those, I guess. So, bear is middle-aged? And fire is... Okay. Yeah. I don't know if that made sense. I confused myself. The safe contains a lump of blackened flesh. Gross. Disgusting. Sick. It's hard to even be surprised anymore. That's right. It is. We're not surprised. Dark comes crashing down. It swallows you whole, swallows you whole. Oh god, the lights go dim one by one.
Our curiosity. We read your book, discovered that for a mortal, you're rather unique. The same way that a human might consider a primate, you almost remind us of ourselves. Though, of course, we'd never stoop to your level.
Okay. Who does this guy think he is? Jigsaw? Like, the voice? Okay. Calm down, buddy. Losing my mind has been a lot less fun than I thought it would be. Yeah. I think it probably usually is. Okay, this is when it gets really weird. Like, what? What in tarnation? What is happening? Oh. What happened? Oh. There's something sinister about these paintings. There's something sinister about this entire library. That thing in the safe, I think I recognized it. Okay, something is blocking me. Oh.
Get out! Can't you find your way out?
No! We can't. That's all we've been doing. Is trying to get out. You won't let us out. And then you yell at us for not getting out. Not fair. Okay, what's happening? Are we going backwards? I don't remember. Oh, did this change? Oh, here we go. Gross. This place is nasty. Where are we? In hell, mainly. Would be my first guess. Ew, ew, squishy. I have to say, even playing this again, I'm having fun. Well, thank God, I'm finally back where I entered. Time to get the hell out of here. If only it were that easy. Well, can we just go to the front door? Okay. Okay, nothing new to read. I think we're past the reading mostly. Okay, well here's... oh, the key. Okay, let's go. And we're back. Okay, now... fuck. Now stuff gets really weird. I mean, I guess it's already been weird.
Oh, good. You're finally here. Certainly kept the suspense going. Stay right there. We shall be with you shortly, and once we're there, we'll turn your form into something more palatable. More arms, we think. More legs. The eyes out. Stay right there.
So are these like meatballs with eyes? That's what I think they are. Okay, we can't open that door. Well, all the books are gone. Okay, so what the thing is here, we have to go down in different areas, and I think each area is going to have a puzzle of some sort. So let's do this one. Okay, this is the main room where we end it. But we have to go to all the other rooms first, I believe. I don't think there's anything here to get, but we have to collect these little 3 things to set us free, I believe. Well, isn't this place a wreck? If I lived someplace as disorganized as here, I think it'd be just a matter of time before I was swallowed up by all the trash. I like the staircases, though. They're a nice touch. You're probably wondering what needs to be done here. I think deep down, you already know. Since you're so inclined to play dumb, though, I'll give you a hint. It'd be a lot easier to get around here, where you could organize everything. Somehow. Okay. Well, thanks for the hint. Because even now, I'm still a little lost, even after playing it. And I don't think there was anything in here to collect. I think we have to go back. This is the place I think we go when we're ready to leave, basically. Okay, so let's jump down this hole in the floor. What is with horror games and jumping down random holes? Like, you know, they did that in Silent Hill too. Hey, look, this looks like that diner in our dreams where the guy was eating our face and everything turned red. If this place were a mind, it would not be pure. The answer to the path ahead is embedded in a column of red flesh. Okay, I remember where this is. This took me forever the first time. Oh my god. But there's a little key right around here somewhere. I think it comes out here. When it turns. I think. I think so. I think we just have to wait for it. Oh god, I hope I'm not lost again. Oh, maybe it's not that one. It's this one. Okay, see, I'm already lost. Here it is. Okay, we got the brass key. Good thing I didn't just stare at that one for like an hour. That would have been bad. Oh, okay. So this is where we jumped down last, I think. Okay, let's go out this way, yeah. Okay, this one was a little trickier. We have to put it in a certain order so that it makes sense. Don't listen to them if you can help it. You and me, we're birds of a feather. I can tell. Better to pull the covers over your head and cover your ears, in case you don't want to hear something. Sit down and let the inevitable wash over you. I'll take this fate turning into one of those husks. It gives me shivers. But if you're really hell-bent on rappelling into the lion's gullet, and don't say I didn't warn you, I guess you need all the help you can get. Here's what I have to say. Listen carefully. Okay, now we have to listen to each bone.
You just find nothing. Everything can harm.
Okay.
Stop thinking.
Okay. Everything is just fine. Everything is fine. Nothing can harm You just stop thinking.
Stop
Okay.
thinking.
Everything is fine. Nothing can harm you. You can just stop thinking, basically. Play dumb all you like. The librarian already knows your body inside and out. He spent all of his time searching and eventually found his goal. There are places, even in this digital world, where things not meant for mortal eyes lurk. He caught only the slightest glimpse of one such place, and it was enough. The eyes of the librarian were upon him. From that point forward, what happened was destined to happen. And worst of all, he would never find that knowledge he sought. Maybe it's better that way. Okay. So, what did we get out of that? Did we get something? Or was it... Oh, here we go. Okay, the Rolodex. Right. Oh, look at these guys. Hey, dude. Handshake. Okay, let's get out of here. And we're back. So, this is the last place we went. Well, it's not the last place we went. We went down this one, I think, right? I know everything changes a little bit each time. I think that's down to the final room. So I think what we want to do now is go down this one. I hope. Yep, here we are. Okay, so we're getting tapes. Tablet 1. The first. Pick up a cabinet. And then tablet 4. Tablet 3. Did we get them all? Tablet 5. So, this is a weird puzzle. I'm not sure I remember the answer to it. We'll find out in a minute. This one really kind of boggled me mind. Okay. Tablet 2. Oh, wait. Watch this. I remember this. Ooh. It wants to reach us. Okay, so there's another clue. Yeah, you little bastard. This is what things look like. Here, anyway. I spent a long time in this hellhole, and I'd be willing to bet if you dug up the floorboards everywhere, this is what you'd find. Eyes, pulsating blood, red guts, blood. That's what I think. I think this is all there is. A place like this, without cease, couldn't exist on its own. An empty nothingness. No. If it isn't going to make up all this space, if it's going to contain so much knowledge, is it that far-fetched that something might have changed in its makeup? That it might have come alive? Forget it. I can see you're already here and have your own beliefs. Well, maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't really goddamn matter. The room is a trap. Must be. Those tables with notes weren't there until earlier. I can't say when, but I think they came for you. Serves you right. I know you're kind. But if it'll help you get the hell out of this room, well, it's a test, too. Christ. I can see your slack-jawed expression. Fine. I will give you not one, but 2 whole hints. Even a damn fool like you should be able to use them. The librarian would give to you a hand. The flesh in the safe does not operate like its predecessor. Okay. Is that it? I thought there was more to that. Okay, there's another note somewhere. Is it this? The 5th. Oh, okay, it's over here. I think this is the main clue. Maybe not. No. Is the clue here when we click it? Okay. We're missing a note somewhere. I think. It's weird. Oh, it's over here. Here it is. Joy of the Recluse. Of his five fingers, he lost 2. Only 3 remained. Without the first, he would have been an animal. Without the second, he could no longer condemn. And without his final remaining finger, his hand would look a little strange. So, okay. So I think he has his middle finger, right? In his last? Is that wrong? Did that not work? Oh, there's 3 fingers. Wait a minute. Oh, and he has his forefinger. Right? Oh, maybe I have that backwards. Okay, what was it? Without his first, without his middle, and without his last. There we go. Ugh, that one always throws me off. I know more than the others, but I won't tell you. He spent too much time alone thinking, and that accelerated his downfall. A terrible thing befell that woman he claimed to have loved. It consumed him, consumed his every waking moment, whether or not he had loved and loved back. The depression lost him his job and his home, turning a sad wreck of a human being into a sadder, hollower thing. His focus, his obsession, never stayed. She was gone from his life, and as far as he was concerned, that was all that mattered. Even when the family member took him in and sheltered him, he all but ignored them, so enwrapped with himself was he. Okay. So did we get something? I guess we did. Okay, so have we gotten everything, or is there one more? Okay, well let's... Ooh. Wow. Okay, where's this gonna go? Okay, we've done this. So we don't need to be here anymore. Okay. And that's right where we fell. Do we have everything? Maybe we have everything. Let's go down and see. I know we're very close. Are we missing something? We'll see. We have the Rolex. It's the Rolex. That's... Oh, the cabinet. Oh, okay. So there is one more that we are missing. Okay. And that is the chessboard, I believe. Oh, did we go down here? Where the chess piece is? No. Damn. Thought I was all smart with that one. Okay. Oh wait, no we do. That's right, it opened up the side door. Okay. Oh, we got the chessboard. And the room flipped. Okay. Uh-oh, what's it gonna spit out? Okay. So we have one final puzzle to go through. Card holder. I don't remember that. Okay, well let's read the last book. If this place were a mind, it would not be pure. It seems pure, but there are cracks, memories of other misdeeds, of evil committed. There are only recurring themes in each memory, and one that is alone. The numbers will open your path. Okay. Right, so we have to get a code, and we just basically count the things in the window. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 4, 3 tentacles, and 1 phone. So 8, 4, 3, 1, I think. I hope. 8, 4, 3, 1? We'll see. 8, 4, 3, 1. Okay. You little shit. Like you hadn't done enough already? Now I'm trapped here. Damn to repeat this shit like I'm a goddamn tape recorder. If you had 1 ounce of remorse, you'd dash your brains out on the nearest wall. He was never much good at forming connections with people, and this time wasn't any different. That woman who'd walked into his life spent a night and a half with him and recognized him for what he was, an empty, half-formed piece of sentient scum. Naturally, he took eons more from their brief tryst than ever intended. Spent days upon days picking their every second together apart, thinking about what he could have done differently. Not once did he even consider what he should have done in the first place, that there just wasn't anything to him. He wasn't person enough for himself, let alone another person. Okay. That's sad. Ooh. So are we opening the door then? Okay. Alright. I think we've finally done it. Okay. Yep, we are back. So we're gonna lay down that last piece, and it should open up the stairwell for us. There we go. I knew you'd come. Very well. I'll speak. He was always inclined towards solitude. Not that he had any choice of the matter. In fact, if he had, perhaps solitude would not have been his lot. But he was terrible with words, worse with speaking. It wasn't so much a matter of laughter at his expense. He was merely curiosity, an ingrown strange thing, vaguely uncomfortable, but otherwise without note. There was one exception to this lonely existence. As he aged, he found himself in the position of an archivist, surrounded only by dust, dead things, dead words. Are we talking about the librarian? Though he had grown used to the solitude, he hated it with a burning quiet passion. Thus, when a graduate student about his age came to plumb the dry and dead things, he forced himself to strike up conversation with her. To his delight, she returned his words, and for the first time in ages, he felt his heart beat a little faster. Okay. Can we go up yet? No. Okay, well, what's left? Oh, okay. Ooh. There's the meaty windows again. Yummy. He was aware enough to be jealous, though she rebuked his advances, though she suggested the two of them never see each other again. It was, of course, not enough for him. He would come by daily, nightly. When she locked the door, he would continue to bang on it. When she called the police, he still found ways to watch her from afar. Until one night, that is, when he watched an unknown shape enter her abode. Though he could barely make out the silhouette, he could tell it was a man, and that was enough to send him into a rage. The authorities arrived too late on the scene to save anyone, though the fire was contained. The victims died of smoke inhalation. Somehow. They hadn't been able to open the front door. The screwdriver keeping it jammed in, was no longer at the scene of the crime, of course. Oh, he killed them because he was a jealous creeper. When I next opened my eyes, I found myself on an empty road in a desolate place. There was a in the back of my head, I felt a strange burn, like a fallen ember from the end of a cigarette. Was I free? Or was I still trapped within the library's vast expanse? And how could I tell? Even if I arrived home and everything was as it had been, how could I know that the librarian's voice wouldn't be just on the other side of every door, of every window forever? I guess it doesn't matter either way. At the end of everything, I never found what I came to look for in the library to gain. For the rest of my life, I think I'll find myself wondering just what it was that I missed. Perhaps the failure was a blessing, empty as I find myself left. Perhaps there was something even worse waiting for me, if I'd only looked a little deeper. Okay. Wow. So I think we got out. I think. Oh. But I doubt it. More meat. Alright guys, that was A Place Forbidden. I really liked it, even playing it a second time. It was great. I have no complaints. I think this game has everything a horror game really needs. And that, is the spooky atmosphere, the scariness, the weird visual creepiness to it, you know what I mean? Like, this game looked creepy. It sounded creepy. On top of that, the story was interesting. You had to read a lot, which sometimes I don't like. But in this case, it wasn't boring. It never bored me. I just kept going, and I was pulled in by the notes I was reading. And by the end, it's like, oh, well, wow, that happened. You know what I mean? And there were puzzles, which I think is also something most horror games need, as long as they do them right. I don't like them being super difficult, but I don't like them being absolutely brainless either. I think this was a good mix of challenging enough, and there were some where you had to go hunt for certain things and find them. I told you in the first run, it took me like an hour to find the key in that one room. I just kept overlooking it. It happens. But overall, great game. Creepy, creepy, creepy game. I love it. Here are all the people that helped with the sounds. I don't know if they used sounds that were already made or people made sounds just for this game. But either way, everything worked perfect. Great game. Great job, developer. I loved it. So if you like this video, click like. If you haven't done it yet, subscribe to my channel. What do you got to lose? Nothing. You'll just get updates of the videos that I do. And I've been doing a lot more longer playthroughs too. I still like to do the short videos, but I want to do some more of these deeper videos that take a little while, that you have to work through. So yeah, subscribe to me and check out my next upcoming video, which I don't know what it will be yet, but it will be something good, I'm sure. Okay guys, so have a lovely rest of your week. Stay safe, and peace.